A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that could reshape the UK's fiscal landscape, former Labour Minister Anneliese Dodds has urged the government to seriously consider implementing a wealth tax. Speaking on Sky News Electoral Dysfunction, Dodds emphasized the necessity for a long-term approach to the nation's economic challenges, particularly in light of the findings from the Wealth Tax Commission. The Commission's 2020 report suggested that a one-off wealth tax on millionaire couples, set at 1% annually for 5 years, could potentially raise an astonishing £260 billion for the UK Treasury. This proposition has garnered support from various Labour figures, including former leader Lord Neil Kinnock and Wales's First Minister Baroness Eluned Morgan, as well as union leaders advocating for a more equitable tax system. While the idea of taxing the wealthy has not been outright dismissed by government officials, Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds previously labeled it as daft. Dodds, who resigned from her ministerial position over the government's controversial decision to cut overseas aid in favor of bolstering defense spending, highlighted the importance of engaging the public in a candid discussion about fiscal responsibilities. She stated, "It's important that we have a longer-term approach. That does mean asking and confronting difficult questions around our fiscal position, around taxation." With the Labour Party's deputy leader Rachel Reeves currently navigating a financial deficit that experts estimate could exceed £20 billion, Dodds insists that there is no silver bullet solution. She argues that the Chancellor must contemplate tax increases as part of the broader strategy to fund critical areas such as defense. Dodds' call for a wealth tax aligns with a growing chorus within the Labour Party advocating for significant fiscal reforms this autumn. Despite pushback from some government insiders questioning the feasibility of such a tax, Dodds remains steadfast in her belief that a wealth tax could provide a viable solution to the UK's financial woes. She pointed to economist Arun Advani's recommendations for a one-off levy on millionaire households, arguing that it would be a more effective means of raising revenue than burdening workers or consumers. However, she acknowledged the complexities involved in implementing a wealth tax, cautioning against the notion that it would automatically lead to a decline in the tax base due to asset relocation. "There's no silver bullet here," Dodds remarked, "and I've been quite cautious about claims in the past that there's one single change to tax that could suddenly inject enormous amounts of money into the government coffers." The former minister also discussed the pressing need for the government to reassess its fiscal rules, particularly regarding defense spending, which is set to increase to 2.5% of GDP by 2027. She warned that cuts to the aid budget in pursuit of defense funding would have dire consequences for global security and migration patterns. "We need to have a really full and frank discussion now nationally about how we will deliver that more secure country," Dodds asserted. As the political landscape continues to evolve, Dodds' advocacy for a wealth tax and a more transparent approach to fiscal policy could play a pivotal role in shaping the Labour Party's platform ahead of future elections. With rising geopolitical tensions and increasing public concern over economic stability, the time for a comprehensive discussion on wealth distribution and taxation is now. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.